Welcome to Northeast Now. In today's program of Samoyiki, we are going to discuss one of the massive campaigns that had been undertaken by Congress, and that is Bharat Jodo Yatra. It is a massive in one sense because it has been planned in a pan-India scale, and from the very beginning we have seen that the campaign has been able to gather some momentum. So we'll be discussing on Bharat Jodo Yatra, its prospects and challenges. And today we have Paresh Malakar, the editor-in-chief of Northeast Now with us. I welcome you, sir, to this program of Samoyiki. So, as a political commentator and as a political observer, I would first like to ask you, what is the necessity of this grand and massive campaign in the form of Bharat Jodo Yatra? You see, in the post-independence era, Congress, which is often named as the Grand Old Party, this is the first time Congress has undertaken such a massive campaign. And in the given context, in the current scenario of the political situation in this country, because we are also heading for a very crucial general election in 2024, and it's 1.5 years left. So, from an outsider of Congress party and a political observer and analyst, how do you see it? What is the necessity that has been felt by Congress to undertake this massive campaign?
Okay. Now, why the Congress party has undertaken this campaign, and how do they actually view it? What is their objectives? Why they have undertaken this? Now, as far as I know, and I also have some interaction with them. First thing, the Congress party, you see, we know the history of Congress party. Yes. You have already explained it. Now, this Congress party has lost its elections in last two general elections. They have lost it. And it's not only that. Congress party, it has also faced a crisis from inside, because you know the present Bharatiya Janata Party. You see, a large number of people have deserted Congress and joined Bharatiya Janata Party. So there is an internal crisis. The Congress is facing an internal crisis, number one. And number two, more than that, what the country is facing at the moment. Now, one thing, you see, there are certain institutions. The country is run in the parliamentary democracy. There are certain very important institutions, and one major institution, one main major institution is the Parliament.
Yes, of course.
Now the thing is, Parliament, you see, you win an election, you get the majority, and then you form a government, and then the issues of the country are discussed in the Parliament. Laws are enacted in the Parliament. But the thing is, the Parliament has got its own sovereignty. Now, what is this sovereignty? Now, the thing is, and if you observe the parliamentary procedures and how law, you see, of last, say, after independence, how our Parliament function, the functioning of the Parliament, if you observe those things, then you will see that inside the Parliament, what happens? Now, the issues are of importance. Whether the issues are raised by an opposition MP or so. Now the thing is that whether the issue is raised by the opposition member or a treasury branch, the thing is the issue is important. Now what we have seen, particularly in this dispensation, now the issue is not important. the the numbers, the majority marks, the majority. If in the parliament, the government, of course, obviously government is the majority in the parliament. So even if a government brings an issue, a government members or a minister brings an issue which goes against the people, then also this could be enacted because the ruling party, they have got the majority. And we have seen how, you see, we have seen it how, at the time of passing this farm laws.
Farm laws, yes.
Before that, we have seen it at the time of passing this
CA, yeah.
CA.
Yeah.
So that means it's even their only thing is that, okay, we have the majority and we can pass any law. Now we should not pay any attention whether these issues are how these issues are going to impact the life of the people. These are not the thing, because if the party wants this, then they will actually get it passed.
And also the opposition voices are vilified inside the parliament as well.
Of course. They are not allowed to speak.
Yeah.
So that means the parliament has lost its sovereignty. Now, the parliament has lost its sovereignty. Then you speak about the institutions, major institutions of the state, say the judiciary, then you see the CBI, income tax, and other departments. Now, they are functioning almost like party organizations. Now the Congress that is what they have said. Now what do we do? Because the parliament, we cannot, our voices, opposition voices are not heard in the parliament. Now we cannot go to the judiciary. Now the institutions are all actually run by party organs. Now what do we do? What is left for us? They have nothing left for them unless they go to the people. That's one thing. And another, that is the larger issue.
Right.
And from the point of view of Congress party, as I have already told you, a large number of people, the Congress people have left Congress and they have joined
other parties.
the other parties mostly the ruling party.
Yeah.
And why is it happening? Why is that happening? Because over the years, you see, so much rotten things have happened in the Congress party that a large chunk of their members, Congress people, they are only after power and money. Now, because of the BJP rule, when they are deprived of power and money, so they are desperate. So they are trying to leave Congress and join, you see, the ruling party, BJP. Now, there's two things. One is that now, if Congress party has to play a role, then they have to also purify. They have to bring in lot of new blood into their organization. That's one thing. And then they have to go to the people. So this Yatra, I think they have planned with this objective that if they do not do this, Congress party will face an existential crisis, or maybe Congress party has faced an existential crisis, and that is why they have undertaken this march, this Yatra, so that they can go to the people, they can connect with the people, and in the process they also know that who will be with them and who will not be with them, and they will need some new blood. They knew that the infusing of new blood has become very important at the moment if they have to play any role, a significant role as the largest opposition party. I think that is why they have undertaken these things. Otherwise, the Congress has faced a crisis, and they have undertaken this march, Yatra, I think because of this.
Okay. So, two pertinent points that you have raised. Number one is the shrinking of spaces of voice inside the parliament, and also the shrinkage that has been observed, and of course many other people, including Kapil Sibbal, just 1 or 2 days back, he also raised that judiciary has become little, non-approachable or something like that.
Yeah, yes, he made a very important comment.
Yeah. So in that sense, where the parliamentary space is shrinking, and the opposition attack, the ruling party attack on the opposition as a whole, and also the ruling party, how the ruling party is doing all these activities, that is one issue. And the other part is Congress itself. They have gross internal crisis. They have some leadership crisis that actually erupts time and again at different contexts, different period of time. So this clubbing together, so there was a necessity that the Grand Old Party actually takes up such a massive campaign. They go to such a massive campaign. Then the question comes, how do you see? Of course, it is very at the preliminary stage to draw any conclusion, draw any inference out of it, because the result is not conclusive as of now. But what do you feel, or how do you see? Will Congress be able to achieve what it aims for in the form of the Bharat Jodo Yatra?
It all depends on the Congress party. It all depends on the Congress party, because you see, they have to really get involved in it.
Yeah.
And it is not even a week that this Jatra has started.
Yes.
And initial feedback, whatever feedback we have got, it's quite encouraging. It is quite an encouraging actually thing, because we have seen that how though there you do not see much about it in the media, but if you see, otherwise if you observe and see the videos and other things, what is happening at the ground level, it's quite encouraging. It has actually, it has been able to involve a large chunk of people from all walk of life, and there is some kind of, you see, some kind of excitement in it. And but then Congress people, what they speak, how they do, how they actually react to various criticism to the Jatra, it all depends on that. Because and another thing, there of course Rahul Gandhi is there and he is leading the Yatra, so naturally he will get a lot of focus on it. But at the same time, they should also maybe they should see that actually the people, the masses who have participated in it, they should focus. Of course, they will focus on Rahul Gandhi, but then they should also focus on the people. Who are the people who are actually participating in this massive march? That's very important. So it all depends how Congress party take it. How Congress party take it, how sincerely they do it.
Yes.
Because if they are really sincere, if they go to their people with a humble heart, I am sure the people on the street will respond to it quite positively. And that is what we have observed in last few days.
So you want to say that this entire Yatra has an immense potential.
Absolutely.
If
it has got potential.
Yes, if Congress does it properly, as you have said. But we do not know that what that properly can be defined. We cannot define, but they have to imbibe those things inside them, and they have to carry it properly.
One thing is that, I tell you one thing. See, this Yatra, why is this Yatra? This Yatra, though I am saying that, okay, this is also necessary for the Congress from organizational point of view, but the fundamentals, what are the fundamentals? The fundamentals are raising certain values, you see, raising certain values which are enshrined in our constitutions. The country is actually facing a crisis in terms of you see the constitutional principles and values, because the Constitution of India says that India belongs to all sections of people, irrespective of their allegiance to any religion, caste, creed, and nationality.
Yes.
But now that is facing a crisis now.
Yes.
So when you are saying that this is a Bharat Jodo Yatra, you want to actually communicate with all, you want to connect to people. So that means the fundamental thing is that you must be able to imbibe those values.
Yes.
So that is a defining characteristic. That should be the defining characteristic of this yatra.
So what I can guess from what you have said is the potential of this yatra also comes from what is happening in the ground, or what the people of India are crying for, because there is a it seems that is uncontrollable price hike. Fuel prices are not going down anyways. The prices of the essential commodities are rising day by day, and there is also, on the other hand, huge increase of the unemployment scenario in this country. The recent Human Development Index of UN has also said that India has dipped from its earlier position. So it seems that there are problems in the ground, whatever we see in the media. Outside from those, there are certain issues that people are suffering from. So do you see these issues, if Congress and the Bharat Jodo Yatra can connect, so can that be the potential of this yatra?
Let us see, I think you have raised certain very vital questions. You say, why there is the necessity of this yatra? Because, as you said rightly, there is actually a huge issue of price rise. There's a huge issue of unemployment.
Yes.
And what is happening to our economy? What has happened to our economy? You see, what has happened to our, growth in the economy? So we are facing two major problems. One is we are facing an economic problem which we never actually experienced. That's one thing. That, as you have already said, that we have been experiencing this unemployment problem, it was, I think, in last 40 years we didn't have such unemployment issues. That's one. And then the growth in the economy, the inflation. So first thing, the economy of the country is in shambles, which has affected the common people, which has hit the common people very hard. That's one. And two, the society, you see, the societal equations, there's division among people. So there is diversion of issues. The minorities, the Dalits, they are being targeted.
Yes.
So on the one hand, there is this issue of economy. On the other hand, there is the issue of societal divisions.
Yes.
So these are the two primary things and that is why the Congress Party has also raised this issue. They have said that these are the two primary concerns of the party. And if they are not able to make people aware of these two things, primarily of these two aspects, then the Bharat Jodo Yatra will not be successful. They think this Bharat Jodo Yatra will be successful only they are able to raise two issues, and both the things are actually connected with the constitutional values, the constitutional principles.
Yes. So I think we have enumerated the reasons for what the Bharat Jodo Yatra seems to be having some necessity for the Congress and also for the democratic values at large. But on the other hand, let us also discuss something about the challenges it has, because there will be a lot of challenges. Because you see, before the starting of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, in the program at the Ramlila Maidan, Rahul Gandhi's slip of tongue went viral.
Yes.
The video was doctored or it was cut.
The litter and gazetting.
Yeah. So those kinds of issues are there because the ruling party is always there to attack, and we have seen Rahul Gandhi has been attacked like anything. I don't see any particular individual political leader that has been targeted so much by a ruling party.
No, nothing.
Everything.
No individual politician is vilified like the way Rahul Gandhi is vilified.
At least in the last 8 years.
Yes, that's true.
And but that is one challenge that Rahul must keep in mind, and he should be composite, and while leading the yatra he should always keep in mind to as far as composite he can. But we also see people, what the common perception is like Rahul Gandhi is a very good human being. Politically, personally, he has a good heart, but he has a good and deeper understanding of the Indian polity, history, everything. That can be true. However good he is in his personal circle or personal context, but there seems to be some instances where Rahul did appear as inconsistent somewhere. So how do you see this? And I mean, you can take this question as also something that you can advise for.
No, the thing is that you see how you have raised this question. Yes, it is a pertinent question, but the thing is that actually Rahul Gandhi has to respond to that.
Yeah.
To such criticism, Rahul Gandhi has to respond to that. As an outsider,
as a political analyst,
I can only advise. I can only advise that okay, he has to be more consistent and he has to be really a rugged fighter. So he must not disappear in the middle of a fight. So those things, as an outsider, I can say. But then these are the issues to be
addressed by
Congress and the advisors of Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah. And another important thing about this Bharat Jodo Yatra is the involvement of the civil society groups, because this yatra has a plan, because it is taking in two timings in a day, from 7:30 to 9:30 or 10 in the morning, then again from 3:30 to 5:30 in the evening. And in between, Rahul Gandhi and along with other leaders, they will involve with the local civil society groups, people, they will exchange their thoughts and feelings and the issues. So, how do you see it?
You see, one important aspect of this yatra is that though it is actually organized by Congress, you see more than about 200 civil society organizations across the country. They have actually associated themselves with this yatra. So a group of very eminent people, maybe more than 200 people, eminent people from various walks of life, they have actually issued an appeal supporting this yatra. So the question is why the civil society has got involved in it. You see, I also had some kind of exposure to this, to the goings-ons in this thing. Don't know why civil society has got involved in it. The civil society, you see, our country is facing such a crisis, and now at this juncture of our country, now the civil society people, the civil society and opposition political parties, at some point of time, they have to come together.
Yes.
And so far, the objective of this Yatra is concerned,
Yes.
the civil society people, as I said, more than 200 civil society organizations who have been working at grassroots level on different issues, who have serious, actually disagreement, had disagreement with Congress in the past, who severely criticized Congress in the past.
They have come together, yeah.
They have come together to support the issues raised by Congress through this Bharat Jodo Yatra. It's not because they are supporting a political party. They are supporting they are supporting this Yatra because this Yatra has raised certain important issues,
yes,
which have been affecting the country at the moment. So the civil society organizations, they have their independent say, and that is why the civil society in this Yatra, if something goes wrong, the civil society people will also be to some extent responsible. So they will also have some control over the Yatra. So they are not giving an unconditional support to this Yatra. They are supporting this Yatra not because they support the Congress party. They are supporting this Yatra because they support certain issues.
Yes.
And they have come together with Congress party or maybe any other like-minded parties for raising these issues, for saving the democracy, for saving the secularism in this country, and for getting all the people of this country involved in this. So that is why civil society, it's very, very clear. Civil society organizations, they are very clear on this.
Yes.
Because they have come to associate with this Yatra on certain conditions. They are not giving unconditional support to this Yatra.
Yes. So, the importance of this Bharat Jodo Yatra, as has been seen by political observers across the country, the commentators, also the prospects and challenges, and it will only time will say how far the Congress and the associated civil societies groups and the society at large will achieve after the 150 days Yatra comes to an end, and what political culmination it gives to the country in the form of winning elections or whatever it may be. So we thank Paresh Malakar for giving us time in this episode of Samoyiki. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Keep watching and notice now.